When someone asked a man why he didn't have any close friends, he thought about it and said that friendship is like a precious and rare diamond. There are so many fakes out there that after a while, you start to believe that there are no more real diamonds and that they are all fakes. Another man who joined the conversation said that a true friend is a treasure that should be loved and respected, but he felt bad that it was hard to find friends who were truly loyal and valuable. When asked about his preference for solitude and whether he liked going alone, eating by himself, and being away from other people, he said that he didn't like being alone and that he chose not to make new friends to avoid more disappointments with people. A boy, an avid explorer, found a majestic oak tree in a quiet clearing away from the main paths. The tree's strong branches and dense leaves provided shade and shelter. The boy quickly became enchanted with the tree, reading under its shade and talking to it as if it were a trusted friend. The oak, in turn, felt rejuvenated by the boy's company and eagerly anticipated his visits, which filled its days with laughter and joy. However, as the boy grew up, he made new friends and hobbies, and the oak became more and more lonely. One day, the boy, now a young man, came back with a sad face and told the tree about his money problems and how he needed money to follow his dreams. The oak, wishing to help, suggested that the young man harvest and sell its acorns reluctantly. The young man accepted the offer and promised to return. Soon, days turned into months and months into years. The young man did not return, and the oak was left desolate, missing the friendship it so cherished. Finally, after many years, the young man, now a grown man, returned to the clearing. He was sad and weary, lamenting that life hadn't followed the path he had dreamed of. The oak tree, despite the pain of abandonment, built compassion for the man. It offered its strong branches so the man could build a house, a place to start anew. The man accepted the offer and built his home, but once established it, he forgot the oak again. Years later, the man, now aged and lonely, wished to travel and see the world without hesitation. He cut down the oak's trunk to build a boat, leaving behind what remained of his old friend, the trunk of the oak. Now, just as the stump remained still and silent, over time a new sprout emerged, grew and became a robust oak, witnessing the continuity of life. When a new child approached, wanting to be its friend, the new oak remained silent, learning from its predecessor's story. It enjoyed life, but guarded its heart against the disappointments of unfulfilled good news inside. If you know someone who doesn't trust people or has friends, be patient with them. It doesn't mean they are bad. Maybe you have been an oak to someone many times and stopped believing in honest friendship. This shows that there are many reasons not to trust people, but you can be an oak with boundaries, a true friend who teaches others how to make a genuine friend. Over time, the oak learned to trust again thanks to the child's patience and persistence. She discovered that friendship, even though it could be difficult at times, was a strong bond that could bring her joy and meaning to her life. As the friendship grew between the tree and the boy, so did her hope, and trust was restored. This shows that it's possible to make real connections with other people, even after being let down and skeptical. The story of the oak tree became a legend in the community, telling everyone that even after being let down and skeptical, true and lasting friendship can change your life. Force. Here are some interesting facts about how friendship and social connections can improve our health and well-being by lowering stress. Close friendships are very important for support. Having someone you can talk to about your problems and rely on can make stress a lot less harmful. Also, social interactions release hormones like oxytocin that not only lower stress, but also make you feel calm. When it comes to emotional health, friendships bring comfort and joy during happy times and support during sad times. Having close friends is linked to greater happiness and an overall. In terms of improving emotional health and the immune system, having good social ties has been shown to make the body stronger. People who keep up good relationships have a stronger immune system, which means they can fight off sicknesses better and get better faster. Social relationships can also affect how long you live. Strong social relationships are linked to longer lives, according to studies. Having close friends and a busy social network are linked to better health and longer lifespans can come from having positive relationships, as well as stopping smoking or sticking to an exercise routine. Having positive relationships can also lower the risk of depression. People who have strong social ties are less likely to get depressed, and if they do, their symptoms are usually not as bad. Getting social help is a big part of getting over depression and other mental health problems. Close friendships also boost self-esteem by giving you a sense of acceptance and connection. Having close friends can boost your confidence and sense of self-worth. Friends can give you good comments and help you feel good about your own self-image. Having good friendships is linked to doing healthy things. The fact that we have friends who work out, eat well, and live a busy lifestyle can make us more likely to do the same. In the end, close friendships are what make us strong emotionally. Having friends who can give us mental support when things get tough makes it easier to deal with problems and get through them. Having friends and socializing is not only fun, but it's also good for our health and well-being. Keeping up healthy relationships with other people is like investing in your own inner virtue and wisdom, which is in line with the Stoic teachings that a good life is based on inner virtue and wisdom. In this case, empathy is very important because being able to understand and share someone else's feelings means being able to put yourself in their shoes and understand their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This makes relationships stronger and more meaningful, because when we feel understood, we are more likely to trust and open up emotionally. Empathy is also important for resolving problems because it helps us understand other people's feelings and points of view, which makes it easier to find solutions that work for everyone. How to do it besides empathy helps us be more tolerant by helping us understand other people's experiences and points of view. This makes us more open to variety and respectful of cultural, religious, and social differences. It also lets us offer real emotional support, showing that we understand and care about other people's feelings. Making a place where people feel cared for and encouraged is human connection, in turn, means feeling like you belong and are close to the people you're with, through real and deep interactions. It's important for our emotional health. People who feel connected are usually happier, less likely to get depressed, and enjoy life more. More contentment with life. Having strong relationships with other people also protects against stress by lowering cortisol levels. Human bonding and compassion make it easier to deal with stress, which makes it easier for people to face difficult problems and get past mental barriers. As a result, these connections also help people grow as individuals. People who feel connected are more likely to discover new possibilities and go after their own goals. In addition, there is evidence that having strong social connections can help you live longer. This means that people who have strong social connections tend to live longer. What matters most in the quest for a long and healthy life is the quality of these interactions with other people. In this context, developing compassion and looking for important human relationships are key to making strong, positive bonds. These skills make our lives better and help build communities that are more understanding, accepting, and united. The digital age has changed the way we talk to each other in big ways, which has had a big impact on the core of our friendships and social ties. Here are some ideas about how people interact with each other in the digital age. Linking up digitally. In this day and age of technology, social media and chat apps let people connect with each other. This has led to the growth of online friendships, where people can make strong bonds without having to worry about being physically apart. Public social networks online. Social networking sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have changed the way we talk to our friends and family. These sites let us share photos, videos, and thoughts about our daily lives, keeping us connected in a way that has never been possible before. Worry about privacy, but social media has also made people worry about privacy and exposure to others. Too much information on the internet can change how we share private information and talk to each other. Instant messaging apps like Snapchat and WhatsApp have changed the way people talk to each other by letting them talk in real time and share photos and videos, which can make people feel close even when they are far away. Making professional links online platforms like LinkedIn have changed the way people network, making it easier to find new jobs, work together, and advance in their careers. Chat rooms online. As technology has improved, it has also led to the creation of online communities, where people with shared interests can meet and share information. These communities can be anything from mutual support groups to talk forums about specific topics. Mental health needs your attention. While digital connectivity has its benefits, it has also created problems that need to be solved. For example, social media has helped raise knowledge about mental health by giving people a place to talk about their problems and get help. Cyberbullying and social nervousness are two problems that there is more pressure to stay involved online, and constant comparison can hurt your self-esteem and mental health. It's important to remember Seneca's words. We don't have little time. We lose a lot of it. It's important to be smart and moderate about how much you use digital connections. In a world where online relationships are common, we should try to keep a balance between online and face-to-face relationships. Despite the rising number of lonely people, building strong, positive relationships, both online and off, many people feel alone, even though they are constantly connected to the internet. This has made people more aware of how important social bonds are and led to the creation of programs to help solve the isolation problem. Anxiety, a lack of meaningful interactions, and a strong sense of abandonment are all signs of loneliness. Even though we live in a highly connected world, many people still feel overwhelmed by loneliness. This can be caused by a number of things, including fewer face-to-face interactions, especially among younger generations who spend a lot of time on technology that affects their social skills. A lot of the time, virtual relationships can't make up for the lack of real-person communication. Another problem is that feeling lonely is often seen as shameful or embarrassing. Many people don't want to say they are lonely, which makes it hard for them to get help or support. These days, people have busy lives and work long hours, which leaves them with little time to make real relationships. Putting people in a routine that stops them from making these kinds of links, loss, and getting older are also things that can make you feel lonely. Older people often feel this way because they've lost loved ones and their social connections have weakened as their families age. Isolation can be caused by things like more people living alone or families that live in different places. To help with this, we can think about the idea that even though we can't change the outside world, we can change how we see and react to it. In this case, accepting that you are lonely and actively seeking real, meaningful connections can be helpful steps. Stoic wisdom tells us to be happy with who we are and that the value of our connections doesn't depend on how many we have, but on how good and deep they are. Social networks can make people feel even more alone by making them compare their connections to others, which can make them feel disconnected while seeing others' happy connections. Online loneliness is linked to a number of bad things, such as sadness, anxiety, and other mental health problems. Some people who are lonely are more likely to have mental health issues and to face bodily health problems like heart disease, weight gain, and a shorter lifespan. It's also been shown that loneliness can hurt your brain and memory, especially if you're older. It can also make you less likely to seek out other people's company, which makes you even more lonely. It is important to make people more aware of the problem and teach them about how it affects people, which will help build local communities. Living spaces and social events can help bring people together. Giving people who are lonely emotional support and therapy can also help them work through their feelings and find ways to connect with others. Actively taking part in social and community activities can help people feel like they are a part of something bigger than themselves. Getting rid of loneliness is a difficult task that needs a thorough and diverse approach. This involves not only strengthening social connections, but also reducing the stigma related to loneliness, allowing people to feel comfortable seeking help and support in the fight against loneliness in communities around the world. Cultivating friendships is crucial. Research shows that older adults with an active social life and surrounded by intimate relationships enjoy a superior quality of life and have greater longevity. In fact, friendships in old age are fundamental to mental and emotional health, providing valuable support. Long-lasting relationships are priceless treasures that develop with us at different stages of life. These connections not only bring happiness and emotional support, but also have a significant impact on our mental and physical health. It is important to recognize the need to accept the reality of loneliness and seek practical solutions to overcome it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we should focus on what is within our control. In this case, taking active steps to form and maintain meaningful connections. Additionally, it tells us to find happiness and satisfaction within ourselves instead of relying only on outside sources. By looking at friendships from childhood to adolescence, we can see that these are important times for developing social and mental skills. Friends from childhood and adolescence often become adventure partners and pillars of trust, laying the groundwork for future relationships. As we get older, our friendships become more diverse. Some may become work colleagues, while others share hobbies and pastimes. These bonds help shape our social identities and provide support during times of major change in our lives. Family, work, and shared interests often bring people together. These friends are important because they offer emotional and practical support during hard times. Long-lasting friendships become even more important as people get older. Friends are still important for emotional health, and they can become an important support network after retirement and the death of a loved one, giving people a sense of continuity and purpose. It's clear that friendships are important for mental health throughout life. People who have strong bonds are less likely to be depressed and lonely. A lot of social contact encourages mental health. Close friendships offer a safe space for expressing emotions, lowering stress and boosting self-esteem during tough times. Long-lasting friendships can be very important. Assistance by offering comfort and company. Additionally, studies show that individuals with strong social bonds tend to live longer and enjoy a higher quality of life. Open doors for learning, personal growth, and acceptance of each other. Enhancing personal growth to keep friendships going over time, it's important to communicate openly, honestly, and with kindness, creating an atmosphere of understanding and mutual support. Spending important time with friends. Even when you're busy, it's important to keep these friendships alive. You also need to be able to adapt because people change over time, and it's important to understand how friends' personalities and situations change as well. Friendships that last a lifetime are important for our emotional health and well-being because they bring us joy, comfort, and a strong sense of belonging at all stages of life. The number of friends someone has is not a measure of how valuable they are, because quality relationships are more important than quantity. There is no comparison between having a small group of true and loyal friends and having a long list of shallow acquaintances. Deep and meaningful connections give people a safe place to talk about their feelings. The real fears and joys. It can be hard to keep up the quality of many relationships, even in the closest friendships, while still allowing for the true expression of self and a sense of belonging. Support in both mental and practical areas is real and long-lasting, making a big difference during hard times. When people are in larger groups, they often wear social masks to hide their true thoughts and feelings. In healthy relationships, on the other hand, people are free to be themselves, which helps with mental growth and mutual understanding. Encourages lifelong learning and continuing education, which can help with both career and personal growth. Learning new things can lead to better jobs and more interesting adventures. Getting out of your comfort zone and facing fears, challenges, and unknowns can lead to a deep journey of self-discovery. These experiences boost self-esteem and authenticity. Also, it's important to try to understand and interact with people from different cultures, backgrounds, and points of view. This helps build empathy and promotes tolerance and respect. It's important to build relationships based on virtue and mutual respect. The Stoics thought that deep and meaningful relationships were an important part of a full and happy life. Friendships based on honesty and understanding not only make life better, but they also fit with the Stoic pursuit of wisdom and well-being. This is why, in the quest for real connections, it's important to value quality over quantity and encourage truly enriching and lasting relationships. Relationships, whether romantic or friendship-based, are a great way to learn how to deal with problems and grow emotionally. Intimate relationships are especially good for developing skills like conversation, conflict resolution, and mutual support. The problems you face every day are chances to improve your problem-solving skills. Dealing with daily problems makes it easier to find creative solutions, experiences with different people. Meeting and talking with people of different cultures, views, and experiences makes you value diversity more. Developing tolerance and a positive outlook on life's events not only helps us learn and grow, but it also feeds our soul and heart. It is important to take care of yourself. Self-love goes a long way when you take care of yourself. It's also important to keep your mental and physical balance. As an act of love and personal need, it is important to pay attention to the signs that your body and mind are sending you. These are the tips that end our movie. What do you think?